What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Ayah. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as as Oranos as well. It's GreenSeaSquash. The map is Blue Lagoon. A very good map indeed. It's actually made its way from it's actually, I think it's the only I think this is technically a fan-made map. I think this is the only fan-made map that has made its way into a Microsoft supported ranked ladder. Right? Am I wrong about this? Pretty sure it's the only map that has made. I think this is made by Rebel. Yeah, it's made by Keen Flame and Rebel Rising. So there you go. You can make a difference if you mod well enough. You hear that, modders? Fix China. Whoa, what? I didn't say anything. All right, another Oranos mirror for you. This is gonna end up very similar to every other Oranos game I've seen, but we will see what the difference is going to be. I imagine we're going to be seeing some 430 advance times, some Prometheus action, some Terma raids, some Momillo, and yeah. Now they're going up for GreenSeaSquash. Not forgetting that one this game. Remember, he did get housed in game number 1. Ayah, on the other hand, seasoned pro, knows how to get his mana up on the 25 gold situation to make sure the citizen comes out on time. It's the little things in life, you know? It's the little things. And the giraffe over here, there's a lot of food left in it. The way that hunt spawns on this map, for those of you who are trying to learn this one and get a bit confused by it, the way that hunt generally spawns is in a kind of semicircle around your base. So you're going to find some hunt all the way around here. And that's the same for your opponent's hunt as well. So if you're looking to raid him and you haven't quite scouted it, you can always just go to these areas. Very rarely, and we see it right now, but very rarely do we see back hunt like this. This doesn't generally happen on Blue Lagoon, and this may be just the byproduct of 2.0 and the bugs not quite being ironed out of it or what have you. But yes, generally speaking, hunt is forward on this map in 1v1s, and it's spread out around your base like this. So very easy to raid that if you know that information there. So tips for the day, happy days for you guys. Don't raid me, I'll get sad. Bridle of Pegasus here, or Brittle? Brittle of Pegasus? Is it Brittle or Bridle? If it was Bridle, it might have the E and the L swapped around. I'm going to go with Brittle. I've probably been saying it wrong for my entire life. And the relic over here, which is the nose of the Sphinx. It's actually a really good relic, and I think people underestimate it quite a bit. It's basically like, what's Mason's like? Masons gives us 15% building hit points. So it's like getting Masons for free. Obviously you don't get the extra crush armor, but it's like getting Masons for free. Anyways, there's the Prometheus. They both should be exactly the same here. They're both coming up at exactly the same time here. So no kinks in the build order. I love this build positioning here from Ayah. As you can see, he's got the temple and the mana like right wedged into each other, so there can't be any raids onto here at all. And he's also got enough room to fit citizens all the way around here as well, which is super cool. The Promethean offspring coming out. We do see military barracks, counter barracks for Ayah. GreenSeaSquash doing exactly the same. And he will be running out of hunt here at a bit of an awkward time. So I think he spotted this corner here, so he doesn't know that there's no hunt there, but he has spotted the elephants. It's a natural movement point there for him. We'll see where he goes now, taking villages off of gold for some reason. No. We do see hand axes come in. No pickaxe. Promethean are getting built straight away for GreenSeaSquash. This is something we've been seeing players kind of go away from in the recent years, or in the recent year or so, in favor of holding onto your favor until after the Valor is cast. Because the Prometheans, they die very, very, very easily. And if we jump over here, we see Ayah is actually doing that already, so not building those Prometheans quite so early. And the villagers do decide to run away because they have got no hunt left over here. So the Promethean offspring does get a couple of javelins to the face. And now the citizens are coming back home. We're jumping onto those pigs. I don't think he's got he doesn't have husbandry, so this is actually kind of huge for Ayah because he's going to be getting all of the hunt that he wants in terms of extra food. He is eating some berries here, which is a bit peculiar considering he's got the map control, but GreenSeaSquash is now on the raiding, on the offensive, going to look for something to do, but this could be huge right now. Ayah running down, he sees these Prometheans, he's going to go straight after them, and this is huge if he can pick them off. And we do see the termite coming after here, and we don't actually manage to pick off the Promethean, but do a significant amount of damage to him. So nice little play there by Ayah. GreenSeaSquash got to be a little bit more careful with his units, and in fact, that has forced GreenSeaSquash to run with his tail between his legs and back home with those Prometheans. Just going to be leaving them at home, not wanting to lose them, just trying to mask them up. And we'll see if he can get those hero pickoffs that he wants in order to utilize those to the greatest efficiency possible. Ayah now coming around the side. I'm going to be looking to kill off GreenSeaSquash. He does pick off the brittle of Pegasus. Surely it's bridle of Pegasus. Brittle doesn't matter. I don't even know what a brittle is. Someone tell me what a brittle is in the chat, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'm too dumb. Miller getting pumped out. GreenSeaSquash actually stopping that Terma production. This is really, really big. Terma in this matchup are not the most important thing. I'm not sure if this is on purpose or not, though. We just see, actually, we see Ayah doing exactly the same thing. So I love this. You should be taking villagers off of wood, getting up husbandry and putting them onto the herdables while he's eating this elephant here. It's going to be totally fine. We see the oracles getting sniped here by the Murmillo, not getting microed away or anything like that. Valor does get thrown down. These villagers are under attack and garrison into the manor for the time being, and then just drop right back out onto the animals here as GreenSeaSquash is going to get pushed back. And somehow, some way, well, the shockwave does come down. Somehow, some way, GreenSeaSquash's economy and his score is just a little bit in front, even though he's lost some more units than Ayah here. Ooh, nice turnaround here onto these units, but I think that the army deciding to retreat there. Looks like the army got a bit too much of a good concave. I think it was kind of an even fight there. But well played by my GreenSeaSquash to get some chip shots in there as he's retreating away. Now the rest of GreenSeaSquash's army is coming in, sitting at 109 population to Ayah's 102 population. But we're moving in, and he's going to be spawning all of these Prometheans here. And he's going to be retreating after he picks one of them. You've got to move in, snipe those as best as you can. And now the Promethean are out for Ayah as well. And I think there is still some... Yeah, there's still a Valor for GreenSeaSquash, but... That's it. And there's the Valor for GreenSeaSquash coming down. He'll be shooting down some of those Prometheans. He does shockwave them, as that is going to be huge for GreenSeaSquash. And this fight is kind of going... I've got no idea which way these fights ever go because it's always incredibly confusing to see so many little units that are doing kind of nothing with the Promethean offspring, and then the Manila just slicing and dicing. But it's looking like it's at 88 population for Ayah. It's at 80 population for GreenSeaSquash. So slightly in the favor of Ayah, who's got the defenders in, and he's making that some Kara Baluster as well as he's pushing GreenSeaSquash back. And now at this time is the issue right now is going to be this gold mine, 600 gold left. That's about 10 minutes when that gold mine is going to expire. Gold mines on this map do spawn in a further circle around your base, similar to the hunt spawning as well. So that's going to be an issue. We do have a nice oracle placement here for Ayah to spot this gold mine, which is the natural point of which GreenSeaSquash will probably be going to. No real threat of this gold mine being an option here, but we will see. The villagers have managed to sneak their way out over onto this elephant here, which is very, very good for GreenSeaSquash. And now we've hit that point of the game where we're transitioning into Cairo Ballista, and there's not really... Oh, the Pegasus just going to be causing a bit of a mischief there. But it's this point of the game where you can't really push into Cairo Ballista. They cost us so much, and once you get enough of them, you can't push into them, but they can't really leave, because if you get too far out, the Mermilla were fast enough to get around them and pick them off before they can do all the damage that they would normally do. But if they're sitting in their base, not really easy to get onto them. So we'll see if that becomes a thing here. But Ayah just kind of running head first, and same for GreenSeaSquash. The Promethean coming into the back. You're going to try and take down one of these Cairo Ballistas. Nice micro from GreenSeaSquash to pick that one off. But while this is all going on, all of these units in the front have it being picked off, but Ayah still not ready to commit to a fight here, just retreating. And I'm surprised we haven't seen a second town center getting grabbed just yet. We'll probably be seeing that going up fairly soon. The resources are there. We do see some villagers managing to make their way over into this gold mine town center now coming up for Ayah. And no town center just yet for GreenSeaSquash. She's got a lot of those Cairo Ballista here. And we do see Promethean Offspring gets picked off. There's a Mermilla over here just checking things out. And I don't think... He doesn't see the Oracle. He doesn't realize that this has been spotted. He will be spotting the Oracle now. But whether or not he sees the red dot on the map is another question. And now it's gone. But the army has been spotted though. The army movements have been spotted, so we'll see what happens. I would love to see like medium infantry coming through here. Well, he has medium infantry. Tell a lie, never mind. Now the question is, can he win a fight with this army here? Now I think the answer is, in general, is probably no. He's going to go fairly even, just because of the Cairo Ballista are way out of position. So if Ayah can get set up here, he'll probably be able to just sit in this location and be very, very strong. He's going to be moving in, turning around on these units. Going to get collapsed upon though. It's not the biggest deal. You can see how little the damage, how little damage he took after even 8 of them have attacked. Let's pick off the Promethean Offspring there. Second town center up for Ayah now. Now he has to turn around and fight this. You cannot not fight this here. There's already villagers over though. They do bonus damage against siege, and the Cairo Ballista is considered siege. And now Ayah is technically completely out of position here. He does decide to turn around, cast Shockwave onto those Cairo Ballista in the back, forcing them to go further and further away from this fight here. Now he's picked off a bunch of those Mermilla, retreating away from the Cairo Ballista now. He may be able to pick up a citizen. No, he's just going to decide to leave there. So that was a nice fight for Ayah. Even after GreenSeaSquash managed to kind of force the fight out there in a way that was suboptimal for Ayah, but the Shockwave managed to help out enough there. And now Ayah going to be having to get pushed back all the way. I think that's the vibe there. More military barracks coming up for GreenSeaSquash. I'm kind of of the opinion that once Cairo Ballista come out, you want to try and not fight as much as you can, because the less amount of Cairo Ballista losses you get, the more resources you're going to have, because they do cost 200 resources plus. 215, I think. Yeah, 215 resources. So not losing those Cairo Ballista is huge if you can just sit them in the back and force fights somewhere. Meanwhile, units still chilling over here. Promethean Offspring and a Promethean coming in to maybe cause some pressure while the full army is just running at this. And you can see these units just dying before they get in there. And while this is going on, the Prometheans are going to be hitting this gold here. And I don't think GreenSeaSquash has figured this out just yet. We do see a couple of Mermilla making their way over there at this point. Nice snipe there. We got to imagine either there's the heroic age for Ayah, and the big difference here is going to be GreenSeaSquash's heroic age is going to be very far behind. He's gone 3 town centers first, so Ayah's going to have that initial advantage of hitting the mythic age first because he's gone to the heroic age first. It's just, that's how it works. A little bit of tech advantage, a little bit of a score lead, and that's all you need to win this game. Huge shockwave though from GreenSeaSquash onto a bunch of those Kara Ballaster, and it's kind of caught Ayah out of position here, which is gigantic. Picking off a lot of these units. Oh, nice micro from the Promethean offspring there. Taking hits from the Kara Ballaster, but with that speed, he is able to juke all of those arrows. And he does manage to pick off those Prometheans here as well. And that was a huge fight for GreenSeaSquash, but Thea has come through, immediately throwing down the Hesperid's tree. We're doing Dryads as well. I'd love to see him switch into Contarius here. Kara Ballaster Contarius could be a very strong unit combination to pick off these Kara Ballaster, or just simply just go to the next stage, stop fighting. You got the advantage, man. You got the advantage. Just need to stop fighting. Sit on your tech, my friend. Sit on the tech. Happy to fight underneath the town center though, as both players are. Once the Dryads start coming through here, these Kara Ballaster actually don't do too much to them. They got 50% pierce armor, and the Kara Ballasters do, is it 4 damage per second or 4? No, Kara Ballaster is 4 damage in attack. They do no bonus damage. But they do shoot 3 projectiles, 4 projectiles. 4 projectiles, but most of those projectiles miss. Now, Ayah still trying to push forward as he does have that huge advantage of Dryad. I'd love to see him just send a Symphalian Bird over here or something. Just to harass that gold mine a little bit. GreenSeaSquash coming back to his base. Gonna sit underneath the town center. Try and deal with these Dryads. As the hero Terma picking off those enemy hero Terma is huge. Now, GreenSeaSquash is going to be getting closer and closer to advancing and closing this tech advantage that Ayah has. Still pumping out units though. He has decided to cancel them finally, and it's going to be advancing through Thea himself here. There we go, some Mamilla coming in. That's 2 Mamilla, that's all you need, because force these villagers back to their base. Back to the manor. Already moving some villagers over onto this gold mine here from his top town center. Nice bow from the wood here, I should say. And GreenSeaSquash. Oh, again another good shockwave. Picks off so many units with that shockwave. I think we're kind of out of shockwaves now. I still got 1 for GreenSeaSquash and none for Ayah here, but Mythic Age is on its way right now for Heroic Age is on its way, not Mythic Age. I thought I saw Mythic Age, but I did not. There is the Heroic Age for GreenSeaSquash through Thea. As Bridge Tree goes down, and he's going to be spamming out his own Dryads to counter out the Kara Ballaster of Ayah here. And thank you so much for the extended tier 1 subscription through September, Caden. I'm not sure what that means, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. GreenSeaSquash has finally got the units to kind of move out here. Nice micro from that with that Symphalian Bird from Ayah, sitting at only 23 HP, going to be picking off these Dryads like they're nothing here. absolutely key in this matchup is the Stymphalian Bird. So you got to get some hero Arcus onto them, which he does have. And you're trying to pick that off as he's getting pushed back. More Stymphalian Birds getting produced here. We've got some Dryads moving over onto the gold mine in this corner. I love that. Nice raids by Ayah here. And Ayah actually, GreenSeaSquash with 1,500 food in the bag. Really struggling on the gold situation. He's got Quarry actually. So his gold should be coming in very, very fast as he manages to hold on to that gold mine. Meanwhile, Ayah still, he has actually hit the heroic mythic age. I completely missed it. And that's going to force GreenSeaSquash to tap out as the Mamilo are about to chuck the Targaryen Gate in there. He realized probably can't get to the mythic age and counteract this. It's going to be really hard for me to pick this off and maintain this gold mine. Well played by Ayah, taking this series 2-1. Nice one. This is just classic Oranos. This is exactly what most Oranos games are looking like. It's like, who picks off the most Prometheans with their 3 heroes will probably win. Because then you transition to Carabalster after all the Prometheans are gone. And then whoever had to transition to Carabalster last, which is the person with the more Prometheans, will have more resources, so then they'll be able to go to the heroic age first, and then that means they can get to the mythic age first, or even get their town centers first. So it's just like, it's an unfortunate, like top level Oranos is pretty streamlined, but nice play by Ayah, and well done.